We are going to study the different techniques used for separating the components of a mixture. This topic is included in the chapter Is Matter Around Us Pure in Chemistry, Grade 9. Most of the natural substances that we see around us are not chemically pure. Different methods of separation can be used to get individual components from a mixture. In our day-to-day life, we use simple physical methods like handpicking, sieving, filtration to separate out components from heterogeneous mixtures. Sometimes special techniques are needed for separating components. First, we will study about evaporation. Evaporation is used when the solvent is volatile and the solute is non-volatile. Means the solvent will get evaporated and the solute will not evaporate. Example, separating the dye from blue-black ink. Ink is a mixture of dye in water. So we have to take a beaker, fill water half in the beaker and keep the beaker on a stand over a Bunsen burner. Keep a watch glass on the mouth of the beaker. Put a few drops of ink on the watch glass. The watch glass here will not be heated directly on the burner, but it will be heated indirectly through the beaker. So when the burner is put on, the beaker gets heated and the watch glass also gets heated. The water evaporates and the dye is left back in the watch glass. Centrifugation. This process is used to separate out solid particles in a liquid when the solid particles are very, very small. So in this case, filtration cannot be used because solid particles are so small that they will pass through the filter paper. So such mixtures are separated by centrifugation. In centrifugation, the mixture is spun very fast. So the denser particles are pushed down in the bottom of the container and the lighter particles stay at the top. This technique is used to separate cream from milk. Take some full cream milk in a test tube and the test tube will be spun very fast in a centrifuging machine for 2 minutes. The milk and cream will separate. This technique is also used in laboratories for blood test and urine test. It is used in dairy and at home to separate butter from cream. It is used at washing machines to squeeze out water from wet clothes. Sublimation. Sublimation is used when one component is sublimable volatile and the other one is a non-sublimable component. For example, camphor, it changes directly from solid to gaseous state on heating, means it is a sublimable component. Some other examples of solids which sublime are ammonium chloride, naphthalene and anthracene. So here we take a mixture of camphor and salt in a china dish. Camphor is a sublimable component and salt is non-sublimable. And inverted glass funnel is kept on the china dish. The open end of the glass funnel is plugged with cotton to keep it closed. The china dish is kept on a stand over a Bunsen burner. The burner is put on and camphor changes directly from solid state to gaseous state. The vapors rise onto the funnel and get settled on the funnel. And the salt remains behind in the china dish. Crystallization. This method is used to purify solids. In this process, a pure solid in the form of its crystal separate out from a solution. Crystallization technique is better than simple evaporation technique because some solids decompose or some may get charred on heating while evaporation. Some impurities may remain dissolved in the solution even after filtration. So when evaporation takes place, these impurities contaminate the solid. The experiment is performed in this manner. We will take some impure sample of copper sulfate in a china dish. We will dissolve it in a minimum amount of water. We will filter this solution. After that, we have to evaporate the water from the copper sulfate solution as to get a saturated solution. So only the extra water needs to be evaporated. After that, we will leave the solution undisturbed at room temperature. We will cover it with a filter paper and leave it for a day. After it cools down, the next day, we will see crystals of copper sulfate in the china dish. This process is called crystallization. In some other places where we use crystallization is in purification of salt from seawater, separation of crystals of alum fitcari from impure samples. Chromatography. This technique is used for separation of those solutes that dissolve in the same solvent. Here, more than one solute is dissolved in the same solvent, and the solubility of the solute should differ. One solute should be more soluble than the other, and colored components are taken for separation through chromatography. Principle is that the colored component that is more soluble in the solvent rises faster on the filter paper along with the solvent, and in this way different components get separated. For example, separation of dyes in black ink. So we will take a thin strip of filter paper, and from the bottom of the filter paper about 3 centimeter above, we will draw a line with a pencil. At the center of this line, we will make a small dot with a sketch pen or a fountain pen and let this dry. After it dries, we will take a jar or a glass or a beaker or a test tube contain with some water at the bottom, and we will dip this filter paper in that jar in such a manner that the line with the drop of ink on it is just above the water level. We will leave it undisturbed like this for some time, and we can see that the water level starts rising on the filter paper. As the water rises on the filter paper and crosses the ink, it will start taking the ink along with it. Based on the solubility of the components of the ink, we will find different spots. Like here in the picture, we can see that the red ink has risen more along with the water and the blue ink has risen less. Means the red ink is more soluble in water, so it rises to a higher level, and the blue ink is less soluble in water, so it rises to a lower level. This technique is used to separate colors in a dye. It is also used to separate pigments from natural colors like chlorophyll. It is also used to separate drugs from blood. Thank you.